My name is Muntaz Ali. I live in Canal Number 2, West Bank, Demerara, right here in Guyana. I've studied in Saudi Arabia for 5 years. I did the University of Islamic University of Medina. I departed Saudi Arabia on the 4th of September, and I was in transit in Dubai. That's when I boarded the flight that everyone knows. It's very famous now, I guess. The Emirates flight EK 203 that was heading to JFK because I was going there for a mini vacation, 4 or 5 days stay, and then come home. It's one of the biggest aircraft in the world, actually. Passenger aircraft is if you know about planes, it's the Airbus A380. It's the largest passenger plane that exists today. So that flight started as usual at any other flights. Nothing was abnormal. The only thing that I probably observed when I boarded was a few people was coughing, and which is I think is normal because it was in the wee hour of the morning. We boarded at 2:30 a.m. and airports are usually cold. I don't think it was anything serious. Coming to the last 45 minutes of the flight, our pilot made an announcement that we will be starting our descent to JFK probably in 10 to 15 minutes. Then he came on back on the mic about 50 minutes after, and he said that when we land at JFK, we have a few ill people on board, and no one will be allowed to exit the aircraft until medical personnel arrive and do checks, etc. When we landed, however, we stopped almost in the middle of the airport. We didn't taxi to our gate, and then we were told that we'll be towed to our gate, which never happened. After 3.5 hours, we were still there. Half an hour after we were there, the medical personnel arrived. And they were one guy that I know on the flight. He was a little bit ill. Maybe he has his own complications. They were testing his blood pressure, and probably they took him off. And then they came and asked everyone if anybody here is not feeling well, wants to see a doctor. A few people went, like I would say 10 to 15 people maximum. It was reported 100. I think they exaggerated, and that number was nothing around that figure of 100 persons that was ill. That's not, I didn't see that happen. So we didn't know it was so serious until on the plane we saw, I looked out of the window and I saw like there was a bunch of 25 to 30 ambulances surrounding our plane, police cars, everything. And then we saw in the television in the plane, we were on CNN. Then we saw there's a quarantine flight at JFK from Dubai, and we said that's us. And then we know then passengers become a little bit, of what's going on, conscious of what's going on. And then I didn't say panic, but I wouldn't say panic, but people started to become concerned about what was going on. Then people's phones started to ring because people know their relatives know they were on that flight. I myself was one of them because I have relatives there who expected me, and they saw it in the news, and in the news it was my plane. So we were there 3.5 hours on ground. Nobody was allowed to exit. There was a form that they sent around for us to fill out. We did that. Well, of course, the upper decker was first class and business class. They were allowed to exit first. And then we all started. But while exit, at the door, there was medical personnel doing testing our temperatures. So those who were probably above the limit, they took them to the hospital, which is about 10 to 15. Again, the number 100, I think, was exaggerated. It was nothing close to that, I would say so.